lot of attention being given to, again, him telling his whole IVF story where he names his kids and he's all proud of the fact that he has a daughter named Hope because blah, blah, blah. And Gus, his other son or his other kid, they're obviously in the audience. And there was this moment, like his son was overcome, both kids were, by emotion about their dad. And so lots and lots of chitter chatter about the very aggressive emotion that in particular his son showed. We'll discuss.
Got a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
Okay, Mr. Hotline. Yeah. Whatever. Enough of that.
And that includes IVF and fertility treatments. And this is personal for Gwen and I.
Gwen and me.
Yeah,
if you've never experienced the hell that is infertility, I guarantee you know somebody who has. And I can remember praying each night for a phone call. The pit in your stomach when the phone had rang, and the absolute agony when we heard the treatments hadn't worked. It took Gwen and I years, but we had access to fertility treatments. And when our daughter was born, we named her Hope. Hope, Gus, and Gwen, you are my entire world, and I love you. I'm letting you in.
Listen to this.
I have thoughts. I know, and if I say the thoughts, I'm going to get so much crap for my thoughts. And so I hesitate to say the thoughts.
I mean, a lot of people are saying
because
thoughts.
People are like, it's like, I actually saw online where people are like, he's disabled because he has ADD. He has
nonverbal learning disorder,
neurodivergent something, which I looked up because I don't know what that is. And that is ADD and like learning disabilities. I have ADD. That doesn't make you disabled.
But why is that even part of the discussion? Like him being disabled?
Because listen, if the tables were turned, bottom line is this.
Here we go.
17-year-old kid, right? If it were his daughter that were doing that, I may not be as, I don't know, even then I'd be like, why is she freaking out so much? It's an emotional thing, but why maybe it's the face. Maybe it's just his face. There's some people ugly cry, and maybe that just the ugly cry turned me off a little bit. Maybe that's what it is. But then on top of that, like if it were a Republican kid, if it were one of Trump's kids that was ugly crying like that, that kid would be getting all sorts of crap.
That's true.
I mean, when Kyle Rittenhouse cried, we talked about this morning a little bit, and she was like, save it. Because I said, when Kyle Rittenhouse cried on the stand because he was defending his life, liberals went crazy about it. Like what a wuss that kid is. He's, they made fun of him up and down, right?
I think you're thinking of him because he looks kind of like him.
Maybe, I don't know, but he was defending his life. And so they made fun of him, but this is totally okay. This is the thing. Anybody on the left gets a pass for everything. You can't say anything about you can't say anybody. Everybody on the left gets a pass. But on the right, they get made fun of, or they're weird, or they're odd, or they're this, or they're that, and they get made fun of, and we're ridiculed for everything. So his face annoyed me in that moment. I'm going to say it out loud. And if you think I'm mean for that, well, whatever. I don't care.
Hey, we've talked to you guys about Aura before and keeping your information safe online because there's so many bad people out there who want to hack into your private information, use it to enrich themselves. And the problem is that they also do it with kids. And so you may not, when you think of like identity protection and keeping your information safe, it's really easy to forget that your kids also have an online presence. They also have social security numbers, and those can be stolen and used. And so in fact, there was a recent Senate vote on like just child online safety. This was, it was almost unanimous vote in favor of companies that are online taking reasonable measures to prevent harm on platforms used by minors, making sure that there's the safest settings possible. And Aura not only helps protect your own information, you and your spouses, for example, but your entire families. And so they do offer family plans, and it's a great idea to check it out. If you want to have your information secure and know that it's secure, this is what will give you peace of mind. And you can check it out, get a 14-day free trial on that family plan by just going to aura.com/chicks, aura.com/chicks, and you can try it for free. You'll immediately see how much, if any, of your private information has already been sold online in the dark web and elsewhere. So check it out, aura.com/chicks. Try it for free for 2 whole weeks.
So my take is a little different because I thought it was super sweet. And it just showed to me, I had 2 sets of emotions about it. When I first saw it, I was like, that's really sweet. It's clearly a very close family. And I am all about close families. Like, that's lovely that his kids feel that amount of emotion towards their dad. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He's a little over the top. There's no question. But I also think that clearly they're a close family, and that's nice. And I don't think that should be something that is, mockable.
Are you kidding me? I'm not making fun of disabilities.
Oh my God.
Are you?
You gotta
That's
be kidding.
not
No.
what I'm doing.
No, that's not what we're doing. Anyway, I thought it was a very sweet moment. However, the emotion seemed very over the top because that was verbatim, word for word, the same speech that Tim Walz has given at every single rally. So for his kids to act as though this is the first time they've ever heard him say something so moving, that felt really odd to me. So I don't know what his mental issues are. It's clear that they're tight, and that's nice. And I think, for any Republican who's like making fun of the fact that he said, that's my dad. Well, that's exactly what JD Vance's mom said when JD Vance was on the stage, and she was overcome with emotion saying, that's my boy. Like, to me, that's sweet, no matter who it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's
very sweet.
That's totally sweet. It's just like the over the top crying I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
That's why I had like
all right?
2 sets of emotions about it. I was
Right.
like,
I'm
wait,
like, is he-
have you not heard your dad ever before?
Right. It was a little, it was just a little, I was like, okay, he's a little emotional, and it was like a little much. Yeah.
But I don't know. I kept trying to read, well, what are the disabilities? If that's the excuse, if people are saying, well, he acted that way because he has these issues. Okay, well, what are the issues? Nonverbal learning doesn't mean he doesn't speak. He does. I don't really even know what that means. And I don't know why it would contribute.
ADD and anxiety were on the list.
Right. And so why would those things contribute to that reaction? I don't know.
They don't.
I don't understand.
I have one of those things. And anxiety, I know people with anxiety. It's just, they don't. So,
but there's no denying the fact that he clearly seems to have a tight relationship with his kids.
That's totally great. And my point was that there's a double standard always. That was my point. I wasn't making fun of somebody with a disability. I'm saying that there's a double standard. If that was a Trump kid, he would have gotten blasted for it. And they would have made fun of him. There would have been memes everywhere. I mean, the left would have just totally blasted everybody on the right for that. This is what they do. They make fun of his kids all the time, and they're great kids.
Yeah, people are throwing around the word autism. That's the one diagnosis of him I haven't seen.
And even if he is autistic,
I don't know.
Even if he is, it doesn't, like, people would say that Barron was. They used to say that all the time. Remember, they used to say he had Asperger's all the time. They would say that about Barron. It didn't keep the left from making fun of him. They've made fun of him forever. He doesn't. I don't think he has Asperger's, but people would say that and speculate all the time. We'd see that all the time. My point was, there is a double standard. There's a double standard everywhere in our country when it comes to the right and the left.